The greatest of all time, call me Anthony Prime, with plans to refine the savage from the shanties with swine. Live from the city where educated goblins are gritty and shorties conceited. Best believe they vibing still with me. Kids are pill popping, falling like an anvil dropping. Minimal problems expanding from the hands on the bottle. Pouring the lean, they leaning on the poor to get richer. Black nation taxation to the core and to get ya. Corners of niggas get richer off of whores and addiction. Raw in the kitchen. For paupers doing more than just sniffing. War and affliction was written, we decoding the Torah. Liquor stores on the corner, keep the potion to cure ya. Couple hours till you crash and burn. Ashes earn, cashes earn. Spend with our breasts, I made them larger than a pack of derm. Space 3 times in the mirror, you might see me feeding the mind of people that's needing to dine easy. Keeping it tall, music for the needy to ball. Underdogs in the P's with the P in the hall. Raiding the kitchen, where ATF raiding your kitchen. Raising conditions of major drugs that Reagan let get in. The pagan traditions cast a spell of hate on our children. I break it through spitting. This the realm Satan existing. Angels are singing, word to Eve, praise must be given. The same God that Adam knew he naked and hid from. Temptation, 10 nations, one ruler. When Satan then raises, he's gon' fool ya. Resources, archery, aim, clothing. Start to prepare, knowing where part of the game's going. Mark of the lanes, want a credit card in your brain. Karma came lightning fast like a spark in the rain. The capital gains from gaming cats has you in pain. The crashing then came, now every single stack has been drained. While you're gassed as hell with the busted ride. And the magic spells that you trusted died. We gon' bash the doors of oppressors who lied. First we crack the shells and the nuts inside. Space money, fake honeys, stay bummy. Social media rich with a raised tummy. She takes money from 6 possible baby daddies. For Xanax, she a dick swallowing faded addict. I transform into sandstorms to block the vision of opposition. With sights on my prophet getting. Writing like prophet's vision, got me grabbing the quill. Heart light as a feather in this Amityville. House of harbor, little shopping, I'm feeding the children. G's of the killing for weed or selling D in your building. Poverty got us contorted like some pottery shaping. In these depths of the garden that we follow the snake in. A bunch of sides launching their cannons to conquer the planet. We're fronting like the conquerors want you to have it. Absolute power corrupts, so keep it harder than granny. Devouring chumps that wanna take yours down with the madness. And gold diggers are slutting strong, claiming their fame. While the average girl gets nutted on, taking the train. It's a savage world of something wrong. Raising disdain, praising the range from birth to death. Able and Cain. Jealous ways of relating on the way to a rain. Niggas on their way to arraignment, adding neighbors to things. Green giant, Chagayan, that's defiant to pious leaders and tyrants with poison. The military outboys and wars of corporate conquerors kill the core of the monster with skill, destroying the nonsense that they deploy upon us. Major points and absconding the ways we want to be living. You never calling the system against circadian rhythm. Human nature in prison till every place that we live in. Nobody is seen like Arabian women. Soul zombies in prisons of D-Wave computers. Obama they give us, but we ain't making no moolah. No black business is risen or erected, just reckless. Erections that fuck us when no STD checking. Battle ready, words travel heavy through my anatomy. I got vocabulary, capillaries. Hours in, well over 100,000. Been running down with bars on niggas since the public housing. Tone space, call me Optimus Rhyme. Transform and roll out at the drop of the dime. I gotta get mine, you gotta get yours, even with firearms. Surviving strong on our way back to Iacon.
Yo, 1, 2, yo, check it out, yeah, space money, man. Space money, yeah. How the visuals are kind of choppy, baby. What's going on with these visuals, baby? This thing ain't looking too kosher. Hold up. Let me kosherify these visuals real quick. Tell this little quick story. Alright. All right, it's looking proper. This won't be a long joint. I just feel, you know, since I shared that other story, I'm gonna start telling you know, a couple of the stories of some things I've been through, some interesting, cool things, some dramas. You know what I mean? Things where a lesson can be squeezed out of it. You could squeeze a lesson out of the juicy booty that is life. You know what I mean? All right, hold on. Let me put maybe I'll play the Fallout. Yeah, I'll let the Fallout rock out. Hold on. I'm trying to pick my background visuals, and we're gonna get into it real quick. You know what I'm saying? I know it's probably too late for a low view individual like myself to be, you know, deciding to do this, but I can be very impulsive sometimes. You know, I'll write an entire album on some quick stuff. All right, let me put the other thing back on, the other game that I streamed earlier. That shall be the background visuals. Oh, come on, Dookie. Come on, Dookie. Shout out to Dookie Boy, but come on, Dookie. Dookie, why are you being whack? Okay, I guess that's cool. That's cool. Let that rock on out. Cool. Is it though? Come on, B. Stop being a head. Alright. Visuals are decent. Shout out to everybody that's in here, which I believe is about 2 people. This is Tales from the Tour Van. Tone Spaces Tales from the Tour Van. I have a few nice Tales from the Tour Van to tell, but I figured I'd share this particular one, right? We're going to go back to around November of 2015. Now, for those that may not know, you know what I'm saying, I have a crew, you know, some friends of mine that, you know, we do our little hip-hop thing. Psychological Records, a.k.a. Necro, a.k.a. Mr. Hyde, the homie Drew Wayne, and now added to the team, the homie Damien that I just dropped an EP with. So, you know, look up Damien in Tone Space. Check it out. I think I saw an Instagram thing where he said he just dropped some other solo stuff. So I might have to edit this and put some links up in this thing or whatever, you know what I mean? But these are Tales from the Tour Van. So basically I've been on tour, you know, with these cats. They're white folks, you know what I'm saying? My man Hyde is Italian, you know what I mean? Full-blooded Sicilian. And Necro is, his pops is from Israel. We're not gonna get into all of that or anything like that, whatever. But they some hood cats, man. They're hood. They're very hood. They're, you know, they're about the life. They're with the ish, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All the code words that people say for, you know, will punch you in the face or worse. They're about it. Hard body. So we're gonna go back to November of 2015. We did a European tour. We went to different European countries. Now at the time I was more so just on the I was working the merchandise. You know, as you may be familiar, when you have artists, they'll usually have a merchandise table. So for much of the tour I was doing the merchandise. A little later I ended up actually getting more into the performing and, you know, getting on stage and, you know what I'm saying, getting a little bread or whatever. A la last year, I think it was or was it the year before? Time be zipping by. The year before, because we in 2019, you know, 2017, I was up in Cali and everything. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy Damien just got down with the Squidard. He's been out there, you know what I mean, doing his 1-2 thing with them, right? But yeah, these are my peoples. Necro, Hyde, Drew Wayne, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Those are my folks. Those are my duns. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I don't want to say the lesson is that not all white boys are created equal and on some just, you know, lame stuff supposedly. I guess I could extract a better lesson out of this as I tell it, but let me just get down to it, right? Where do I start? Because there's so many different stories I could tell from this particular tour, but I'm gonna keep it as specific to the events as I possibly can, right? So 2015, we on tour. You know, we had a tour van, like a big like a Benz, like Benz. Mercedes-Benz has like a line of like tour vehicles. We could have the PS4 in there, TVs, everything, and they had sliding doors. And you can understand why those sliding doors was important. Cause you know my homie Drew Wayne, that's my dude, that's my thun. But yo, he could be a lush head. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point, and yeah, actually alcohol plays a lot in the entirety of this story and the events that actually ended up happening. But long story short, one day, whatever country we were in, he's bent out his mind. I'm coming, he gets out the tour van, I come out the tour van. Long story short, the door slides on my left hand. Mad hard, mad painful. I would have to feel if anything's, I didn't know if anything was broken or not, but you know, I was Johnny Ramboing it out. I wasn't trying to like stop and go to some other doctor and all that. I felt it. The movement was kind of there, but it was all swollen. You know what I'm saying? My left hand was, my joint was MREC TV for real, right? So that's going to be an important thing, right? So let me see, make sure I don't leave anything out important to the story. Okay, so my left hand was a wrap. You know what I mean? So we're up in Switzerland. We had only 2 more dates to go. We did, what, I think 10 different shows in different countries. We had Switzerland, and then we want to take a bus to Germany, and then boom, fly back on out, fly back home or whatever, right? Take a hit of my thing. Who's in the building? Let me give some shout outs. Ted Kennedy up in this thing says, Fat Beasley, Vampire, Vamp Boss. Laugh out loud. This is the first time I came to your channel at Tone Low. How you doing this morning? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Are you Vera by chance? Vampire Vamp Boss? Hey, how you doing? You know, I know it's a fine morning, but for me, it's still actually nighttime. I've yet to go to bed. I'm literally on some vampire-ish myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to you and anybody else that come through, right? So yeah, my hand was done, homie. You know, slid. You know, I had a Mercedes-Benz injury all on my hand. It's all puffy and swollen. So we're up in Switzerland. We only had 2 dates left before we went home with the bag, as they say these days. You know what I'm saying? With the bag. No, bro, I'm a guy. Oh, my bad, homie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what up, though? Because I think Vera has a comparable name, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's my bad, though. Peace, though. Not Vera. All right. So we're up in Switzerland. I'm working at the merchandise table. You know what I'm saying, at this time. How should I best tell it? All right. The way Necro's music is very brutal. And what we do a lot of times is mosh pits, a whole lot of mosh pits. If you're familiar with, I think it's the New York hardcore scene, there's this whole other genre that I didn't even know about that been out since around like the 80s. You know, it's pretty much like a white boy genre, but in the crowd, people literally just go swinging and punching each other in the face like it's brutal music. Necro's music is brutal. The crowd gets hype, fights break out. I got some mad funny stories about crowd fights, but we're gonna pace these things out, right? So, but everybody knows that. Everybody knows that's how the mosh pit does. You know what I'm saying? So, who was on stage? It was Necro, Hyde, and Drew Wayne. My homeboy Drew Wayne, right? So, I think I went to the back room because a fight ended up breaking out because, oh yeah, Drew Wayne was in the crowd inciting and instigating the mosh pit, but you know, it's all part of the show. Anybody that comes to a Necro show, they already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So he's in there just doing his thing, pushing and moshing is more like a pushing, shoving, bumping thing. So traditionally, mosh pitting doesn't necessarily always involve literally swinging, punching each other in the face. Though I remember I actually went to a Necro show one time before I got down with him, and I got like snuffed in the eye. Somebody, I was like, yo, what part of the game is this? I couldn't even see who did it or whatever. So someone rocked me right in the eye. But you know, I'm like, you know, it comes with the territory and everything, right? So let me bring this computer over here so I could see the messages. Okay, not Vera. What's up, my guy? What's up, guy? What up? All right, so Drew Wayne's in the mosh pit, but you know, he was on some lush head stuff, and that's my dude. I think he even calmed down with the drinking, but at this time he was on some straight lush head stuff, spazzing, bugging out. So he in the crowd getting all extra mosh pitty. You know what I'm saying? He got super mosh pity. So why's my nose itching, yo? So all right, so I'm in the back room. I'm not, because where the merchandise table is, you could see the stage from there, like directly in front of you. You could see the stage. When the first joint broke out, I might have went to the bathroom or something. I was in like a back room or near a back room, and then I just hear the music stop. Once I heard the music stop mid-song without the song being over, I was like, oh boy, I already knew what it is. Because trust me, that's not the first fight that happened on that tour. Like, it's been a couple more where the music stopped, and I just already know what it is. Music stops. By the time I come out, the fight was already done or whatever, or broken up or whatever happened. That joint itching, yo. So, right, so it already got broken up. But as I understand, from after the fact, people were saying, yeah, Drew Wayne was just in there getting all extra mosh pity, right? So I'm like, all right, it's whatever, you know, that's my dude. It broke up, everything's cool. So I go back to the merch table, you know, just to do me or whatever, right? There was this, I think I already said we were in Sweden, and there was an opening act. There was a Swedish hip-hop group that was supposed to open up for Necro. Necro is the main event, right? So let's make sure I recall this as best as I can. First fight gets broken up. There might have even been a fight in between this other fight that I'm going to mention. It might have been 3 fights total, might have been 2. I don't even remember, right? But long story short, I'm back at the merchandise table. And then one of the dudes that was in the fight, he's walking by me, and he's talking some old slick stuff to me. You know, he said some stupid stuff. I wasn't paying any mind. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. But Necro on stage, he saw that. He saw a dude, you know, talking, you know, some rah-rah to me. And, you know, like I said, you know, my man's about it. So he wasn't really having it. So he jumps off the stage, charges down like a bull, right? And rocks dude. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, boy. But then, as soon as he rocked him, I think 2 other cats came that were about to, you know, get on Necro or whatever. So at that point, you know, the instinct just took over. Broken hand and all. This hand was not doing anything. This hand was a wrap. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm one-handing it up in there. Rung, rung, rung. My man Hyde gets up in there. He's catching wreck and everything. Then this big security guard. Now, Hyde, don't get it effed up. Hyde is an amazing fighter. Golden Glove boxer, martial arts and everything, all that stuff. He's a little short though, but he is very thorough. He could kick all of our behinds. Me, Necro, Drew, all of us. He's phenomenal like that. He could have went pro on some type of level, right? But you know, sometimes size could take over things, because this big security guard had Hyde like up against a wall. You know what I'm saying? So I just rock him in the back of the head. You know, it ends up letting Hyde get down or whatever, and then dude tries to scurry off. He wasn't even trying to hit me. So, you know, on his way of moving away from me, you know, I just gave him a nice, courteous, swift, you know, foot to the butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying? You know, a little parting gift. You know what I'm saying? A little parting gift. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him his little parting gift, joint to the butt cheeks, and at that point, the fight ended. You know, it was probably a span of maybe 30 seconds total. You know what I'm saying? But when you describe details, it sounds like it was more. So the fight ends, and I'm like, yo, it's time to boogie, yo. We got to get up out of here. I'm thinking of all the different exits there are and everything like that. I'm like, yo, yeah, we got to bounce now. You know what I'm saying? I'm packing up the merchandise table. Like, as soon as I made sure everyone was safe, I'm like, yo, you good? You good? You good? As soon as I knew everyone was safe, I'm packing up the merchandise table. I'm like, all right, it's time to boogie. This dude Necro is not even trying to move up out the spot. He's taking pictures with the fans, because you got some fans, oh, you not real, son, or whatever Swedish version of, oh, you not real, son, there is, or whatever, right? So he's just chilling, parlaying. I'm like, yo, we got to get out of here. I'm asking the promoter and other people. I'm like, all right, so the exit is this way, around that back room. Do y'all got a back exit, right? Because I think someone did say they called the police. I think immediately after the fight, getting up out of there kicked in for me anyway. But then someone also mentioned that, you know, they calling the police to, you know, add to that. So I'm like, really, yo, we got to get out of here. I was saying, to the Batmobile, because this was around the time that Daylight was, you know, that was his catchphrase and everything. So I was like, oh, to the Batmobile. And they lagging, taking their good time. So I got all the stuff packed up, man, quick, right? So, but we still had stuff in the back room that we had to get. You know what I'm saying? So let me read this real quick. You just jump around, slamming into people pretty hard at times. It's crazy. Stupid people break limbs, get a tooth or two knocked out. I tried it once. That was enough for me. Yeah, it's really brutal. Funny you should mention a tooth getting knocked out, because it's kind of part of the story. It's buffering. Hold up. My family. Alright, I think it should be good now. But if you do it again, just let me know or whatever, right? I'm gonna keep it on kind of low so I can hear it, what it's doing. Well, the playback sound alright, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if anything, you catch the repeat, it should be good. But, you know, hopefully it doesn't buffer anymore for you, though, right? So I'm packing stuff up, but we still had stuff in the back room that we had to get before we leave. So finally, we head to the back room, way longer than we should have. Everyone else wanted to chill and take pictures and bask in the glory of being, you know, a real unga, or whatever you want to call the white boy version of that. So we're in the back room, we're finally packing up our stuff, and the police walk in. Now this time we're in the back room. I'm like, yo, the exit on the side exit is this way, right? So I'm rushing. I'm like, yo, hurry up, B, let's get up out of here. The cops run in, right? Now at this point, the people that were in this fight was me, Drew Wayne, Necro, and Hyde. It was us four against like what, 7 or 8, a few people. It was like, I think it was like 4 members of the group. Security tried to get in, and you know we had to catch wreck on them too. It was about like 7 or 8 people. Conservatively, let's say 6, but I think it was at least 7, maybe 8. So police roll in the back room that's near the back exit, right? So police roll in and they ask everyone to put their hands up. So we're all putting our hands up, and they start telling people, certain people, who could leave the room and who has to stay. They said, this person, you could leave. You could leave. Leave. Mr. Hyde, stay. Drew Wayne, stay. Necro, stay. It's own space. You can leave. So I get my stuff, but I don't really like leave. I'm still lingering around to see what's happening, you know, with my peoples and what's gonna, you know what I'm saying, go on or whatever. Now we had a hotel nearby. Each of us had our own room and everything. You know, a lot of shows pay in cash. So once Necro got hemmed up, I had to pretty much get all his stuff, you know what I'm saying, including the bag with the money, the this, the that, his, you know, whatever stuff he had in that back room I had to take with me and everything, and Hyde and Drew Wayne as well, right? So get back to the hotel, and at this point I'm like, yo, because we had to check out. I think it was the next day we were supposed to leave to go to Germany, right? But, you know, they got arrested. So now I'm trying to call people, find out what jail they're in, what is going to happen, how long people are going to have to sit around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know, get some information. It was a beautiful young lady, black shorty, but, you know, Swedish, nice accent, real tall, slim. Only thing, she was a little on the young side, a lot on the young side. I think she was like 18 years old. But she was so sweet. There was a couple other people that was helping us, letting us use certain phones to call people and all that stuff, right? So I'm trying to, you know, get in touch with them and everything. Oh yeah, this is an interesting part of the story too. Necro had a shorty, you know, this little white girl or whatever that, you know, he was rocking with, groupie or whatever you want to call it, right? You can get a little swig. Yeah, refresh it, because on my screen it looked like it's alright. So Necro had this shorty, right? Now, I'm going to tell a little side story in the middle of this, and hopefully if he see this, he don't get mad. I'm trying to say it in the most favorable way possible. Earlier in that tour, Necro had like 2 groupies, 2 chicks that were supposed to come through to the show and he was going to politic with, right? Now, he was on some, how best should I say this? All right, Necro was on some stuff. He told Hyde, he told me. I don't even know if he might have told Drew Wayne also, but he told both of us, like, yo, with this girl's mine. I don't want y'all to even look at her. Don't talk to her. Don't say anything. He was on some like super hard cuffing. He was cuffing a hard body. That's my man though. So you know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me. I'm just recapping it. It's mad funny, and there's a lesson to be learned in this, and that's why I have to add this part. He was cuffing shorty. This was a few days prior or a week prior at another place. He didn't want us looking at her, not even to make eye contact. I'm like, yo, can I be courteous and at least say hello if I'm within a couple feet distance? And I think what did he say? He might have said, yeah, you could say hello, but that's about it. Or he might have even said, nah, don't even say that. I don't remember. So hold that, you know, keep that window, minimize that window as I tell you the main story. Get back to the main story. So main story again, we're in the hotel room. All three of them are locked up. It's just me and the tour manager. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a tour manager with us. So it was just me and the tour manager up at the telly or whatever. I'm trying to call, find out where people are. Oh, and the shorty, because there was a shorty that came to the show, a little white girl that, you know, Necro was rocking with or whatever. And she comes back to the hotel because, I mean, she probably left some stuff in his room or something and everything, right? So I'm like, yo, well, we got all these rooms still booked. I'm telling her, I'm like, look, Drew got a room, Hyde got a room, Necro got a room, I got my room here. So if you want, you know, you can still stay over. You've got a selection of 3 different rooms to choose from. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't trying to make a move on her because, you know, she was, you know, with my man and, you know, he locked up somewhere and here I am just, you know, trying to rock out with this thing. Now, I don't get down like that, right? So I tell her this. But for whatever reason, she doesn't leave the room that I'm in. I'm in my room now. I took a shower. She's just there lingering, chilling. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, you go here, you go here, you could go here. She just was not with the ish. She just wanted to stay there. I was like, at this point, I'm tired. I ain't even trying to really go through the politics of it all. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm in the bed trying to sleep. And shorty right next to me, she decides to sleep in the bed right there with me. I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, you know, I'm a very good friend. I ain't going to violate, you know, with any of my mans. Even though that probably was just a little jump off or something, still, that was my man. So nothing was going to pop off. But while I'm trying to sleep, she starts like trying to hug up on me and get up on me and all that. And, you know, I ain't letting none of that fly. I'm just chilling. I don't even know if I pushed her off. I might have let her just cuddle a little bit. It's very possible because, you know, it was a long day, but it was no poke and stroke going on, nothing like that, right? Then the next morning, you know, she went, got breakfast with her because, you know, we had complimentary breakfast, and she went on about her way. But the reason why there's a point in that is because look how things turn around. How just a week or so ago, Necro had another shorty where he didn't even want us to even address her, practically not even say hello. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, we know that that's him. And then by some crazy circumstance, I end up in bed with his shorty. Not rocking out, not doing anything with her, you know what I'm saying? But isn't that just ironic? And it kind of goes along the lines of what I say about not having a scarcity mentality. Because a scarcity mentality will keep you scarce. So, you know, to be on some extra, like even like being tight with money, whatever it is, you have to think from a plentiful disposition. You have to think from a plentiful disposition. So, by accident, I ended up actually in bed with a shorty that was supposed to be for him. You know what I'm saying? While he was trying to cuff another one. You see, you get what I'm saying? You see how the energy works? All right, so back to the main part of the story, right? Now I don't know which part happened. I don't know which part happened first. Let me know there was a video out of the fight or Mr. Hyde getting released, because I think it was the next day, maybe the day after the next day, Mr. Hyde comes back in the hotel. They released him. You know what I'm saying? He tells me Necro, he's still in there. Drew Wayne is still in there. And then we find out that Necro ain't even gonna be able to come back to the hotel. He's gonna get like deported on a plane straight, you know, from the jail cell to the airport back to New York. And so now I'm rocking there with Hyde, but then we're talking to like the promoter of the Switzerland place, the promoter that the tour manager. We're politicking with him, trying to make calls, trying to find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And who else did we talk to? All right, yeah, and the people at the club, right? So the people at the club, they let me know, like, yeah, yo, y'all wrecked them cats. You know what I'm saying? These weren't small dudes. You know, Switzerland You know, big white boys. You know, they got gyms. Just how you got liquor stores on every corner in the hood out here, they have actual like gyms. They'll have 2 or 3 gyms on one block. Like Switzerland, it's about that life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is some big news. But basically, dude said, and he said me specifically that, you know what I'm saying, I knocked one of the dude's fronts out. Somebody else got a concussion. Like, yeah, it was bad, and I was not happy to hear that. You know what I'm saying, I knocked somebody's joints out, whatever. But